Rwby.
Hello everyone and welcome to another Speed Paint. This week I'll be drawing a fan art of Team Rwby as waitresses. I think they all turned out really cute, so I hope you enjoy. So there is actually a reason that I'm doing this and not just because it's fun. About 2 weeks ago, it was discovered that there is a restaurant called Rwby, spelled like the show Rwby. When finding that out, people discovered that the term Rwby, spelled R-W-B-Y, is not copyrighted. Or at least it wasn't at the time, I don't know if that's changed. There were a lot of other Rwby related things that were copyrighted, like the Rwby Justice League movies, the different Rwby volumes, a bunch of stuff like that. It's just that RWBY itself was not copyrighted. It was extremely surprising and funny to me. I don't know if there was a technical reason for it, but that's what happened. It caused a pretty entertaining sort of event on Twitter. It trended because of it, and it inspired me to draw this. This is all just done in good fun. Really, it was just the idea of there being a Rwby restaurant that inspired me to draw them as waitresses. I thought it would be a lot of fun, and it was. You'll probably be able to realize that these are based on their Volume 1 appearances. Those looks are just the most nostalgic for me, and I love drawing them. With these fan arts also, I wanted to keep in mind which characters usually wear dresses and which usually wear pants. So Rwby and Weiss will be in like these cute maid waitress outfits, and then Blake and Yang will be in kind of like normal waitress outfits. I just thought that would be the most fun. Although Blake and Yang do still have like frilly aprons and high heels and stuff, which in reality would not go very well with being a waitress, but it looks fun. I don't know how familiar you are with certain merch releases where they do these fancy full body looks in official art and stuff. When I do these fan arts, I kind of want to try to emulate those kinds of things. It makes doing fan arts like this really exciting for me. It makes me feel like they could be a merch item, and usually since it's catering to my taste, since I'm the one drawing it, it just makes me really happy to see. Me saying that makes me feel like I should lean further into my interests when doing fan arts like this. Like, I could do a desserts-themed series of fan arts, a pride flag series of fan arts. What else do I like? Oh, I could do a series where they're all, like, really leaning into their fairy tale inspirations, so, like, a more classic sort of Red Riding Hood look. I could probably, like, give Yang, like, a teddy bear or something. I don't know. Base Weiss's dress off of, like, Disney's Snow White. The colors, anyway. I know in the BlazBlue game, the Rwby characters have different color palettes. You know, for when players are, like, playing against each other and they're both Rwby or something, one is, like, all pink instead of all red. Stuff like that. I know that they did a Weiss one where she had Snow White's colors. That one was so much fun to me, I loved that. Even though I do have to say Disney's versions of fairy tales are usually not my favorite. Disney in general, not my favorite. But, you know, they do a lot of fairy tales, so despite everything, it is kind of fun to reference them. Like in my personal AU, where I had that version of Weiss and the Schnee family have a motto called "Whistle While You Work," stuff like that. Also, wow, the speed paint is just flying by. I hope you enjoyed that Rwby. I thought she turned out really cute. She was holding a plate of milk and cookies. A little bit precariously, she's probably going to drop them in the next few seconds. If you don't know, Rwby is known for loving cookies, and she did mention pretty early on in Rwby, she was like, "I drink milk." I know that's just a joke, but I liked to include it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with that one. And of course we start on Weiss next. I say start and she's already on her liner and everything. I'm late on this audio, but I just had so much to say. Oh, I didn't mention how I would like sort of lean into the fairy tale for Blake. I'd probably heavily lean on how the Beast looks in the Disney movie, like his suit and everything. That would be really fun. Definitely have her holding books. I'd probably also have the suit like fur trimmed right around the collar to just sort of like make it more intense and also kind of remind of the Beast and everything. Ooh, probably give her horns as well. That would be fun. You know how some official art like that can add certain attributes, and it's not really canon, but it's just kind of having fun with the designs. Speaking of having fun with the designs, you'll probably notice by now that Weiss's waitress look is very similar to Rwby's. Basically, Rwby and Weiss look very similar, and Yang and Blake look really similar, in how I drew them for this anyway. Since they're both like the teams of the girls who wear the skirts and the girls who wear the pants, I just really wanted them to match really well. And I didn't want to give Weiss just a completely white dress. It would sort of lose details on all the frills and everything, so I decided to go with blue. Also, for all these drawings, I really wanted to lean into exaggerating their personalities. The personalities of Volume 1 anyway. Like, I made Rwby's really excited. Weiss here is obviously, like, with an attitude, you know, hand on her hip, turned away. She's not holding anything on her plate, which I thought also would be kind of funny. Sort of like, how dare you think I would stoop this low to work here? Something like that. That's how I thought she would be thinking for this anyway. And now that Weiss is done, how did you like it? I'm really happy with it because it just feels so Volume 1 Weiss. I feel like the pose is really cute and her expression was really fun, and I don't know, I just love it. And we'll be starting on Blake now. Also, I wanted to say, it is early Rwby, but I really wanted her cat ears to be out, so I will be drawing them out for this. Blake's pose is very timid. I kinda leaned in on her quieter personality at the start. I probably could have given her a more angry look. That might have been closer to how she would have reacted early on, but I just really love the face that I ended up drawing for her, and how kinda shy and cute it looks, so I think it's okay. I was also thinking how all four of them would look like in a line, so I posed them in a way where it might look good. Rwby and Yang sort of frame the group, so I wanted both of them to be holding their plates up and have something on them. And I wanted both Weiss and Blake to have their plates down, so that it wouldn't be too distracting with everything so heavily focused on the top of the drawing. You know, like with having a lot of food on each plate. I also wanted to make it sort of easier to compile all four into one image, so I feel like if I had Weiss and Blake holding their plates up, it would sort of make everyone really far away. The way I did it with Rwby and Yang is Ruby's holding her plate on the one side to the left of how we see it, and Yang is holding it on the right side of how we see it. So again, it frames it. And it gives all the characters enough room to be standing comfortably next to each other. I was really thinking hard about this. Probably the only character who isn't super exaggerated in her mannerisms for these is Yang, but I really wanted Yang to be sort of standing in a calm and collected and mature way. It gives her a sort of power, I feel like, especially in comparison to the other three. If I had leaned into her more excitable personality at the start, she'd probably be like, you know, jumping, the food's going everywhere or something like that. And I just really wanted her to be standing there nicely. So I guess she doesn't really match with the others, but I like it. Back to Blake, she's standing there kind of having the plate cover her, holding her hands together, kind of shyly looking at the camera. I just feel like her pose came out so cute and adorable. I love it so much. I of course used purple as her extra color, and she's wearing those heels. I just feel like they really make the outfit look a little more special than just being the normal waitress outfit. That's probably one of the first things I thought of when I was thinking of how Blake and Yang would look. I really wanted them to be wearing those cute heels. One of the other differences that I had between these two pairs is that Blake and Yang don't have the hair accessories with the ruffles. I'm almost thinking maybe I should have given them that, but I feel like it didn't quite match if they weren't wearing the skirt as well. I don't know. You'll have to let me know if you would have liked to see that, or if it looks nice and balanced how it is. Also, when I was drawing Blake, I was using the symmetry tool. For the sketch, it made her hair look really static, so I tried to change it in the line art and coloring, but then I was looking at it and it really looked weird the way it was so asymmetrical, so I will go back and change that. You just won't see it until later. Last but not least is Yang, my favorite of the Rwby characters, in the whole series in fact. She's been my favorite character since the series started, and I really wanted to do her justice for this picture. I feel like even though it's not really a fighting picture, she still looks strong and elegant in this. Basically the whole time I was working on all these, I was so excited to get to Yang. Because of how Team Rwby is, usually I like to go in order when I draw them, like Rwby first, then Weiss, then Blake, then Yang. And of course I do that for the videos, but I also do that when I'm actually drawing it. Oh, but bringing that up does make me think about how I rank Team Rwby. Particularly how I rank early Team Rwby. Yang's always been my favorite, so she's obviously number 1. I remember when Rwby was first coming out because I started watching when the trailers were out. I remember really not liking Weiss. I mean, obviously, she was really awful at the start. Although I remember when I watched her trailer, I was so excited for her, and I was really disappointed when it was revealed she was really mean, because I don't tend to like mean characters that often. So I was like so excited for this ice girl because I really like the ice element in characters. I thought her design was so great, and then she talked. But now that she's gotten all of her development, you know, I love her. But when it started, I really didn't like her, and I also didn't like Blake. Blake was just really a character that really didn't appeal to me specifically. I probably would have ranked it Yang, Rwby, Weiss, Blake, which I'm sad about now. I love Blake now. And it's hard to put anyone at the bottom. Kind of breaking my heart that Rwby might be the last one now, because I love her. I mean, she had such great development recently. I don't know. She's probably at the bottom, even though she's Red Riding Hood, which is my favorite fairy tale. That's so tragic. I don't mean it. Anyway, real quick as Yang is getting finished up, I did want to mention she is holding a plate of drinks. Those drinks are strawberry sunrises, and each has an umbrella. One is yellow, one is purple, and they both have strawberries that sort of form a heart shape in the middle. And you can probably guess why I did that, because obviously purple signifies Blake, and then yellow for Yang, and a little heart, so I just wanted to say that. I hope you enjoyed my ramblings. And now you have an idea of what I might do if I leaned into their fairy tales for images like this. I never know if it's like a good thing to say these things out loud and bring up any expectations, or if it's just fun to listen to me ramble about what ideas I kind of have. I mean, I would like to hear what you would like to see. It can help me sometimes with my ideas for these videos. It's just a matter of when and if I can get to any of these. Cause this video with all the 4 drawings took me a bit of time. It is a lot of art to make for one weekly video. Especially when I have a lot of other stuff that I do, like commissions and my secret project that only patrons know of. By the way, thank you to my patrons. Each day we grow closer to that project releasing. Anyway, that was all 4 of Team Rwby as waitresses. Let me know what you think I should do next. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the comments. Have a great day.